Good evening and welcome to Cookies in February. I am Carrie Carson with Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia. I'm going to try to get us through this tonight. Christina Banks is actually lost her voice. She is out for right now, so Priscilla and I are going to do our best to get through Cookies in February. Let's see. So bear with me, but we'll get through it. Hopefully my screen is still okay. Or do we want to wait a few minutes, make sure everybody's on? Priscilla, do you have an opinion? Hooray for cookies. We'll give it probably another 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll get started. I already shut the music off, so I'm not going to put it back on. But if you'll just bear with us, we'll see if there's any late stragglers, and then we will be right back. We have a lot to cover today, kind of some nitty gritty of cookies in February. Cookies are here. They're ready to go. You should have gotten them, your initial orders, and distributed to your troops, or in the process of distributing them to your Girl Scouts. So we're going to start with cookies in February. We are recording all of these training sessions and we will post them on our website as soon as possible once it processes. Again, I'm Carrie Carson with Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia. I am in Gainesville and Athens. And then Priscilla Brazel, she is also on, as well as Christina Banks and Susan King. Priscilla is in Augusta, and she is also going to be talking to us a little bit about the digital cookie. So let's see if we can get going. All right. So I know a lot of chatter has been going on lately about digital cookie. Just rest assured, we are working our best to make it as clear as possible. Digital cookie is new this year as far as being available to everyone before cookies were in hand. So there's a little bit of a learning curve. Hopefully this will go over and ease everybody's minds on how it works and how you can find the information that you're looking for and make it a little bit simpler. So we're going to go over digital cookie. We're going to talk about the Cookie Pro contest, and then of course into the important dates in February. Cookie cupboards open this Thursday. We're going to show you how to do a cupboard order. Friday is when our cookie booths begin. We're going to go over a little bit about cookie booths and also what is expected at cookie booths. On Monday, February 10th is the deadline to let us at council know if your troop is not going to have enough money in your banking account to cover the initial payment. And of course, the initial payment is due on February 18th. It is the first half of what your initial order was. We are actually going to show you how you calculate that, so you know exactly how much is going to be coming out of your bank account. So you'll know, way ahead of time if you're going to need to give us one of those delinquent account forms if you're not going to be able to hit your initial payment on February. So we'll go into that. A little bit about digital cookie. I'm going to read through this. This training does have a lot of words, but we're going to show you live in eBuddy how to do a lot of these things. So digital cookie is also known as our digital order card. You'll see DOC written a lot. They are the same thing. Orders done through the digital cookie link or through the digital cookie app are all prepaid via credit card. So if someone has a digital cookie order showing up in eBuddy, the customer has already paid for those cookies. The customer can have cookies shipped directly, where they pay for the shipping, or they can choose Girl Delivered. Shipped cookies automatically add to the girl's order in eBuddy. It shows the number of cookies and the payment associated with that purchase. The Girl Scout nor her parent need to do anything further. So they pay for it, it gets shipped to them, it adds it into eBuddy, done. Orders received before January 13th were automatically added to the girl's initial cookie order in eBuddy. Orders received after January 13th need to be filled by the girl's extras or through the Troop booth supply or the Troop stock. Girl Delivered cookies. Once an order is placed via the digital cookie link, the parent is emailed a notification. They have 5 days to either approve the cookie order or decline the cookie order. If they decline or they do not approve it within the 5 days, the second option chosen by the customer will happen. Typically, your second options are they can choose to pay for shipping, donate the cookies, which they will then go to Operation Cookies for Home, or cancel the order. The digital cookie orders show up in eBuddy under the Girl Order tab. Since all DOC orders are prepaid, the Girl Scout must communicate with the troop leader if they need cookies. She may have ordered extra cookies with her initial order, and she can use those extra to fulfill her pending DOC orders. If the Girl Scout did not order extra with her initial order, or she needs more, she needs to communicate this to her troop leader. And yes, there is a report, and Priscilla's going to show us where that report is, so you can see exactly what those orders are. Just as if she took another cookie order on her paper order card and needed more to fulfill it. The troop leader will then fulfill the request using troop cookies, typically the booth cookies, and add them to the Girl Scout in the Girl Order tab. If there are not enough troop cookies to fulfill the request, a covered reorder may be necessary, and we're going to go over how to do one of those. Once the cookies are received from the cupboard, they will then be added under the Girl Scout in the Girl Order tab. At the end of the program, the payments received and the cookies that the girl received should equal out. And you do not have to focus on matching up the orders, although you can. Again, Priscilla is going to show us where that report is. The Girl Scout parent should be able to look in their digital cookie site and tell you exactly what they need to fulfill those orders. And then from this point forward, the parent needs to first communicate with the troop leader or cookie manager in order to ensure the pending Girl Delivered order can be fulfilled by the troop cookies before approving the Girl Delivered order. If the troop does not have the cookies or is not going to get any additional cookies, the pending order must be declined. Certain flavors will run out, and we cannot refund digital cookie Girl Delivered orders after they have been approved by the parent. We can get them cookies, but they may not be the Thin Mints and Samoas that they want, but we can't just refund the order either. So Priscilla is going to take over the screen now, and she is going to show you how all that looks in eBuddy. So just bear with us.
Okay. Carrie, can you see my screen now? Okay. So I'm going to take you to a troop and a girl that has not only, she has a few different things. So she has, Aubrey here has delivery. This is a girl order under the girl tab, and she has, this is delivery DOC cookies that were before the initial order. And then you'll see a ship DOC order, and then here we have her initial order was locked in, and then these are more DOC cookies that were after the initial order was submitted. So this troop leader actually here went and looked at to see what this order was. So this order right here for, where is it? 765 right here. She went and added it down here for the reason that this delivery of $8, this DOC one right here, was included in this 132. So we know all DOC girl delivery orders will be included in your initial order lot. Anything after the initial order delivery lock will be down here, and you will see a payment, but you will not see cookies unsigned unless it is donated or shipped. So you'll see right here is a donation, and it's also assigned and paid for. She does have a girl delivery request, so the troop leader knew that the mom said I needed to fill this DOC order, and what she needed was $20 worth of cookies. So she went and try to mimic that order, and she looked what the order was, and then she put in and assigned the cookies. She did not put that there was a payment because the amount is due and the balance is due, but she already has a payment of $20. And she did that for a few more of them. Now, you may not do this for all of these because the mom may already have the cookies in hand, and she may not need to do this. Now, to pull this report, there's one of two ways. Parents, like we said, must tell you if they need these cookies and what type. So you can go to your reports tab, and you can look up DOC orders by girl, and you can pull a spreadsheet, and it will pull all the DOC orders in eBuddy that have came through. And then also you can go into DOC. Let me show you. I went to Quick Links and Digital Cookie and signed in there. And this is what it looks like on the troop leader side. And you can hit View Report, and it will do the same thing. It will pull a report of all the cookies. You can also just go here if you want to look, and you'll have all of your girls and their pending orders and things. So I pulled a spreadsheet from DOC. This will have more information filled out, but I wanted to give you an idea. This is the girl. It will tell you all the DOC orders, the date, and it will also give you a breakdown of what cookies were ordered. So you can pull a report in DOC, and you can also pull a report from eBuddy, and they will show the exact same thing. All right. And Carrie, do you want to take it back over?
I can. We get back to this. Just back at the limit ups on the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. There was one question Autumn Wheeler asked, girl delivered in eBuddy is not same in eBuddy as is in Digital Cookie. For example, my 2 scouts, eBuddy only showed those cookies from before the 13th of January. Autumn, we may have to do like a one-on-one to help you through that and actually look at those 2 girls and see exactly what is happening with them. Because it should show, if it's been approved by the parent, it should show from the Digital Cookie in eBuddy that it's a pending order from the parent.
Yes, there is one exception to this, but this is going to be a very, very rare. If you have a girl that was previously in another troop and we had to move her, DOC cells and DOC cookies please get with your council program manager, because you will not be able to see what those cookies are, for the reason that, again, she was moved after the DOC sales have already went through.
Right. And then Tracy asked, which Christina already answered, don't understand why we need to assign delivered cookies from initial order. You don't. It's only after the initial order. So anything after the 13th of January would need to be assigned, but not before the 13th. Is that correct?
Yes. Anything after the 14th and after will need to be assigned to the girl.
Okay. Anna asked, can the initial order amounts be changed? For example, if you place 12 Operation Cookies from Home for a girl by mistake instead of 12 Lemon Ups. Yes, Anna, you can. We'll show that a little bit later, but simply you'll do -12 under Operation Cookies from Home and put a +12 under Lemon Ups, and it should equal out under the girl order tab. Teresa, how does that work with the money if they're already paid and we add the order? Does the money count twice? The money is showed in there as negative. So as you add the cookies, it balances out. So you don't put another payment in. The payment's already there. So you're just adding the cookies underneath the girl in the girl order tab. And as you're adding cookies, it's calculating it in eBuddy for you. So at the end, the money should be 0. One of my girls is showing twice in eBuddy. How can I fix this? Kimberly, send me an email and I'll look at which girl. You may have sent me an email already. I can just tell you right now, I have not caught up on my emails. I'll have to figure out which one is which. Just if one of them has an asterisk next to it, that means that she was moved out and then back into your troop, but I'll look at it as soon as I can. So, okay, Heather, how do you assign additional cookies to the girls placed after today from DOC or cards? You will go under
that real quick, Carrie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So if I go back to Aubrey, and so this right here, this bottom line, I know I explained this to a troop leader earlier today. So this bottom line right here shows what cookies have not been assigned to girls. Do keep in mind, if you put in a pending order, it's also going to include that pending order as well. So these are cookies that we have as a troop that need to be assigned to a girl. So what I do is I go click on Aubrey. I'm going to go and add a transaction, and I will say pick up today. That's how I write mine. And she picked up 2 boxes. Can you all see my screen?
I see it.
Sorry, I think I got disconnected for a second. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is how I would add a transaction. I do pick up 2.4 as today, and the girl picked up, say if she picked up 2 boxes of everything, and then I hit OK and save. And that's it.
Okay. So that one was answered. Ebony asked about, I'm a new member of the leadership team. How do I access eBuddy? Ebony, you need to reach out to your regional product program manager in your area and get the forms filled out to get eBuddy access. Let's see. All right. I think all the questions are good. And we're going to go on. Any other questions about digital cookie before we move on? We can always have questions at the end, so if you think of something, we can definitely answer it. There are some questions in chat. Let me look at that real quick. Where does it show how many cookies the troop has to assign girls? Priscilla just showed that. It's at the bottom line of the girl order tab. The negative numbers should be your troop inventory. Those are still numbers that have to be assigned to girls, so that should be what your troop has on hand. She took the screen back over, so if you look at the bottom where it says difference, that all those negative numbers, that's how many packages of cookies your troop has. So that's where you find that number. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, Tracy. So to be clear, we have to cross-reference report to see what cookies need to be filled. There's no way else in eBuddy to see this until we assign it after reviewing the report. Honestly, your parents need to tell you exactly what cookies they need. If they did a digital cookie order and they need to pick up 6 more Thin Mints, they need to say, you know, Miss Hickey, I need to get 6 more Thin Mints, and you'll just assign it underneath the girl order tab and give them the 6 Thin Mints. And yeah, I understand. I'd rather confirm too. So you can certainly, you know, in eBuddy and on DOC, there is the report. So Priscilla showed it to you in Digital Cookie. You can also look at it in eBuddy. You can do it in an Excel spreadsheet in eBuddy. So the biggest thing with those reports is you don't want to assume that they need those cookies, because you know some parents and some girls, they order extra cookies to have them on hand. So you just want to make sure there is a line of communication there that they're telling you, hey, I need cookies, and you know you just have to put them on there as, okay, Susie picked up 6 boxes of Thin Mints and it equals out because I already have DOC payments in there. So we're definitely trying to make it as easy as possible. This is the first year we've had Digital Cookie on before cookies hit the ground. So it's been beneficial, but then there's also been a learning curve. And we certainly do appreciate everybody's patience when it comes to it. Let me see if I can share my screen again. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody can see my screen. We just want to talk about Cookie Pro real quick. Cookie Pro we've participated in the last 2 years. It is a competition for the girls. They just need to go online with their parents' permission, of course, girlscouts.org/Cookie Pro, and they can enter online to win. They just talk about their cookie experience, what makes them a Cookie Pro. And they're entered to win a trip to, this year they're going to do the conference, the Girl Scout conference in Orlando. I believe it's 20 girls will win a trip to Orlando with a guardian. We also are going to have these Cookie Pro patches. You can order them online once they fill out the entry, and I believe we are going to have them in our shops. So if you're unable to get them, you know, right after you enter, we will have some in our shops. So definitely take a look at that. It started February 1st and goes through March 31st. And I think Priscilla still, we hear you or hear some background. So, okay. Cookie cupboards are open. In your volunteer manual, on page 21, there is a full list of cookie cupboards, their addresses, contact information, and hours. It is also listed in eBuddy. There's a cute little map now in eBuddy that you can click on to see where your cupboard is near you. So they're all open starting on Thursday the 6th. You'll want to, when you go and check out a cupboard or put in a cupboard order, select your cupboard first and then look at the information that pops up specifically for that cupboard. because they all are different, different hours and different people. So you just want to make sure whichever cupboard you're looking at is the best one for you. For orders less than 50 cases, we ask you please allow 48 hours after placing your order for pickup. This isn't always a problem, but just communication. Sometimes you can put in a cupboard order and get it the next day, but we do ask, give us some time to be able to pull the order and fulfill it for you, get it ready to go. For orders more than 50 cases, if we can get them in first part of the week, we like them before 10 a.m. on Monday morning, to be picked up at the later of the week. What we call this is our cookie shuffle. We are all across Georgia. We are, from all the way up to the mountains, all the way down to the coast and bordering on Florida. So if we need to shuffle cookies, that gives us a couple of days to do that. Susan looks at that report first thing Monday morning and tries to make a plan for all of us to go and get cookies or to have them transferred from warehouse to warehouse. So the sooner we know that you need those cookies, the more likely we can get those cookies to you. We can deliver them. It's a minimum of 125 cases to be delivered. And I'll show you where to do this, but you want to make sure you note in the contact info box that it's for delivery. So the warehouses and cupboards know that this large order is for delivery. Not all cupboards deliver. So again, you want to make sure you look at all of your cupboard locations and make sure that they do accept do deliveries. Cookie orders are filled in the order in which they are received. Pending orders are deleted from eBuddy 24 hours after the scheduled pickup day and time. So what this means is if you put your order in on Friday and want to pick it up on that next Friday, that's okay. If someone puts it in on Monday and wants to pick it up on Tuesday, if the person on Friday has all the leftover Thin Mints, even though you stop by that cupboard and you see Thin Mints sitting there on that floor, they're already spoken for. So we fill the orders in which they are received. If we run out of something, I'm sorry, but if you communicate with us, we're more likely to be able to get you exactly what you need. If it's not picked up, we're going to put it back in the system, and the next person who wants those Thin Mints is going to get them. Cookies cannot be returned or exchanged after they leave the cupboard. There are some exceptions to this. We understand that you open up a case and there's only 11 in there. We just ask that you please bring back the full case. So we need the numbers that are on the side of the case to actually do the claim and everything. So don't just come to the cupboard and say, hey, I need a single do-si-do. We need the whole case brought back to us and we can exchange it. All cookie cupboards close Friday, February 28th, 2020. Okay, I'm going to show you this in eBuddy, but I'm going to go through it real quick. How do I place a cupboard order or order additional cookies? Once you log into eBuddy, you'll click the transaction tab at the top of the dashboard. A list of your Troop transactions will appear. Click add a transaction. A little pop-up screen will come up and you'll fill out everything. Type is normal. Second party is cupboard. Again, you select the cupboard location to pick up your cookies. Select your pickup day and time. And again, some day and times may not be available due to your specific cupboard hours. I choose the day and time after selecting the cupboard for this reason. The cupboard hours and additional cupboard information will be displayed. And then, of course, then you'll go and select the number of, sorry if I misspelled something. It's been one of those days. We'll have to look at it. Select the number of cases you're ordering. Again, contact information. That contact info box is editable. So you can add stuff, you can update it. If you're not the one who's going to be picking up the cookies, you can put their name in there. They do need to be someone who is in eBuddy as your Troop cookie pickup person. And your product program manager can add that into eBuddy for you. Just send them an email who's coming. And again, if you're ordering more than 125 cases and you want it delivered, it doesn't have to be delivered, but if you want it delivered, you'll note for delivery in the contact info box. the days and times for delivery are made and decided by the warehouse. So just because you put in there Thursday at 9 a.m. does not mean the warehouse is going to be able to deliver your cookies Thursday at 9 a.m. They will contact you and arrange a time and a place for the delivery. You'll click the Save Print button. It'll print out, and you'll want to make sure you bring that as a record to the cupboard. And then this transaction will not be fully saved until you hit the second Save button. It's at the top of the main transaction screen. So let me show you it in eBuddy. And I know I have it up somewhere. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, can you guys see eBuddy? Priscilla, can you tell me if you see eBuddy?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right, so this is eBuddy. Again, your troop is going to not have all this stuff over here on the left-hand side. It's just going to show your troop number, or if you have more than one troop that you're associated with. So I'm going to show you how to do a covered reorder. So you're going to get your troop dashboard. So here's your troop dashboard. And I'm going to go up under transactions. So I'm going to click the transaction tab. And I'm going to add a transaction. So I'm going to click add a transaction, and this little pop-up window shows up. It'll automatically populate with my contact info. If it's somebody else picking up, you'll want to put their contact info in there. So type is normal, second party is covered, and I'm going to do it from the Gainesville cupboard. And so this shows me down here at the bottom what my hours of the Gainesville cupboard are. Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Friday from 9 to noon, Saturday by appointment only, and it says email Carrie to schedule pickup on Saturday. It says all orders must be placed 48 hours in advance. And of course, you know, orders are in full cases only. Large orders, 125 for delivery, have to be scheduled through Crown Transfer and Storage. So this is one of the cupboards that we don't deliver from, but it's noted in here which one nearby does. And also your hours of operation are here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say pick up. I know the cupboard opens on Thursday, so I'm going to do Thursday. And then let's say I'm going to be able to get it by 3 o'clock. I'm going to do 3:30, and click done. So that schedules my time. And then you add your case. You do it by cases. All cupboard orders are cases. So I can, you know, say 5. I'm going to get a couple of these, whatever you need to do for your cupboard order. And I'm going to do save and print. When I hit save and print, there's a little bit of a delay, so bear with it. There it goes. I'm going to get a thing to print out. So I'm not going to print this because I don't want to waste the ink. But I would want to print this out and bring it to the cupboard when I go to pick up. Your cupboard should also have a receipt for you to sign. So it's just good to know what you're picking up and be able to look at it. Sorry, reading questions at the same time. So I'm going to close. I'm going to go back. Sorry. My Zoom wants to come back up. So that says changes saved. I'm going to click OK. However, it's not going to fully be saved until I hit this save button here. Well, I must have hit it twice. So you want to save and print and then save. So now when I go under Girl Orders, you'll see down at the bottom, I have extra cookies that are going to be picked up. So I have a -60, -48, -60. Those are being added to my troop. So you can always go ahead and, sorry, long day. Go back into transactions. It'll show that it's pending. Once the warehouse or cupboard has filled your order, they'll take it off of pending. It'll email you, if you've opted in for email, it'll email you your cupboard order is ready to go. don't just think, okay, it's ready to go, I'm gonna go pick it up. It means when your selected day and time comes around, you can definitely go pick it up. If you need to delete it or edit it, you have to reach out to your product program manager. Your service area, I don't think your service area person can do it. I think it has to be your regional person, but they can edit it and delete it and talk to your warehouse and all of that. Let's see. Heather has some questions. How do you pay for the cookies when you pick them up at the warehouse? Is delivery extra? Delivery is not extra with the 125 cases. And if you have access to eBuddy, you have already filled all your paperwork out to get cookies on credit. So you don't have to worry about paying them. You'll just sign the receipt. It's in eBuddy. It adds it to your troop as this is how much your troop has taken in cookies, and then this is how much your troop owes. So does anybody have any question on how to add a transaction to order more cookies from a cupboard? Okay, I'm going to go back 1 second. All right, are we back on the PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. Cookie booths begin. Cookie booth types. We have 3 different kinds of cookie booths. The traditional one is the troop selected council booths. So the booths that you selected in eBuddy, those are troop booths. If 2 adults and their Girl Scout signed up for a troop booth, but 1 adult is unable to make it with their Girl Scouts, and the 1 adult registered and background check can stay at the booth location with their own Girl Scout. So you have regular cookie booths, which is, you have ideally 2 unrelated registered adult volunteers. 1 of them has to be background checked, and 2 to 4 girls. You can have more than 4 girls. We don't recommend it. But that's kind of an ideal cookie booth. Mom, dad, and daughter cookie booth. Those are like a mommy and me cookie booth. That is typically like the scenario I just read. If you've already signed up for a booth and then one of the adults can't make it, the mom and the daughter can still do it, but you can't have any friends stay. It has to just be the mom and the daughter, or the dad and the daughter. That person does have to be registered and background checked. And then lemonade stands are a booth that is set up on the private property of the parents. So those are the 3 types of cookie booths. Let's see. We do have cookie booth etiquette. We ask that you do let your volunteers and parents know that cookie booth etiquette is very important. And we also have the February newsletter that is going to be going out on this Friday's 5 on Friday that goes over cookie booth etiquette. We do ask that you share this with your parents, those who are going to be at cookie booths, to make sure that everybody is acting very Girl Scout-ish. So booth sales are conducted by troops or a parent and their Girl Scout. Individual girls can sell at lemonade stands at their residential property only. If 2 troops show up at the same location, please work it out as sisters to every Girl Scout. Have booth confirmation available. Use appropriate language. Yes, we have heard it all. There must be 2 registered and 1 background check approved adult at each cookie booth station. If you are set up at a large chain such as Walmart covering 2 doors, then you must have 4 registered adults. If you're covering both doors, you can't leave a girl by herself at one door and be at the other door. Girls are encouraged to accept payments and make change, and adults should be carefully watching all financial transactions. The whole point of the cookie program is for the girl to feel that she has this as her business, that she can own it, that she has the responsibility of a cookie booth. If your parents are doing all your transactions and money for you, you aren't really, it's not your business. So you want to make sure that you are giving them that level of responsibility. Never leave Girl Scouts alone or unsupervised at a booth sale. If theft occurs at a cookie booth, do not attempt to physically retrieve the stolen items and do not allow the girls to do so. Instead, get a good description of the offenders, call 911, make sure the Girl Scouts know what to do in case of theft. The girls' safety is our top concern. You know, cookies can be replaced, money can be replaced. The girls are most important in any of these types of situations. In the case of an incident where your Girl Scouts feel threatened or money, product, or stolen, or any type of emergency, obviously you want to call 911 first, and then we ask that you call our emergency number, 1-866-236-7944. If approached by individuals challenging the Girl Scouts or marketplace competition, that's also known as Boy Scouts or any other type of volunteer program, adults are asked to not engage in debate. So just be the better person and just let them go on their merry way. At a booth, Girl Scouts should be identifiable as Girl Scouts by wearing a membership pin displayed on an official vest, sash, or tunic. This is a GSUSA policy that came down this year, so you want to make sure any of your girls do have a vest, sash, or tunic with the membership pin displayed on it. Location store managers have the right to ask anyone participating in a cookie booth to leave. If a Girl Scout or adult needs food or drink break, they must eat and drink discreetly away from the cookie booth table. Customers should not be able to see girls eating or drinking from the table. Food and drink and other items are not allowed on the booth display or near the area. No smoking or vaping at cookie booths. You would be surprised. The whole point of the food is if someone spills a Coke over on the table or a bottle of water on the table, you're going to have your product wet. So you want to make sure that it's kept clean and just organized. And it's just a nicer business for the girls. If a Girl Scout needs to be reprimanded by attending parent or guardian, the conversation should be away from other Girl Scouts in the cookie booth area. They are still their parent's child. So if their parent is reprimanding them for their behavior or something else, we just ask that it's done away from public eye, that it's not in front of all the other girls. A Girl Scout cannot ask for troop donations or if they can, quote, keep the change for anything other than gift of caring or Operation Cookies from Home cookie donations. A money donation jar or container of any kind cannot be displayed at a cookie booth. You can have a box for donated cookies, but not for donated money. So, that's one of the policies in the Blue Book for Girl Scouts, that we cannot solicit donations. So if they say keep the change, or if they just want to make a donation, it can go towards your gift of caring or Cookies from Home, Operation Cookies from Home donations. But you can't just ask for donations. Girl Scouts should always behave in a manner appropriate to a public place. Adults are responsible for their actions of themselves and the actions of the girls. Keep in mind that girls and adults who are not willing to follow procedures and etiquette should not be permitted to participate in cookie booths. Consequences: if girls and or troops are not selling in accordance with the established tiers, Girl Scouts and or troops can be penalized by having one or more of the following consequences enforced: removal of the highest reward level earned, no future booths at the same site chains, reduction in troop proceeds or opt out of proceeds, reduction in boxes sold for girl and or troop, forfeiture of girl and or troop proceeds or rewards. Inappropriate behaviors: taking orders or selling before December 16th, selling cookies for the incorrect price. Cookies are $4 a box or $6 a box. You cannot up the price to cover any credit card fees. You cannot up the price because you delivered them and you want to make up your gas. They're $4 and $6. Selling cookies outside of authorized areas. For example, selling at a booth location not scheduled for your troop in eBuddy and or without first submitting and receiving an approval. Conducting my sales or trunk sales in unapproved locations such as parking lots inside of other cookie booths, street corners. selling at a booth without adults present. Remember, we're all responsible for the reputation of Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia and Girl Scouts of the United States of America. Protect the reputation and relationships with the businesses that support us with cookie booth opportunities. And how do you assign cookies sold at a cookie booth to the girls who are at the booth? So I'm going to take it back to eBuddy for a second and show you how to do that. All right. Do we see eBuddy, Priscilla?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So we are back under this troop. So I'm going to go to under the Girl Order tab. And here you'll see Record Booth Sale. So you'll click on Record Booth Sale. And all of this troop's upcoming booths are listed. These are the ones that were selected during the booth selector. So for example, this Friday, so we'll click on Walmart Supercenter. And what I'll do is all of the cookies that were sold at the booth. So let's say we sold 6 Lemon Ups and we sold 12 Do-Si-Dos, 3 Tagalongs, and 1 Thin Mint. Not real realistic, but it's there. And both Lily and Vera were there, so they're both selected. If you have a huge troop, you can select and deselect who was there and who wasn't there. So both of them were there, and I'm going to hit distribute. When I hit distribute, it will automatically distribute them evenly. If Vera showed up halfway through the sale and I wanted to give Lily more credit, I can do that. I can edit all of these fields and give Lily more credit than Vera. If I want to do it equally, I just let eBuddy do it equally. And then I'm going to submit the sale. Okay, so now what happens is I go back under Girl Orders and I go underneath Lily, for example. It'll show Walmart Supercenter. It was a booth. She gets credit for half the sale, so that shows the cookies that were sold. And then it also shows how much was due and how much was paid. And balance due is 0 because we collected the money at the booth. So that way you can keep track of all your booths. You can keep track of the money that's come and gone, and it keeps track of her total number of cookies sold. Is there any questions about cookie booths? No? Perfect. And go back to here. Okay. Okay. Troops to notify of decrease and withdrawal of initial payment due. It's a lot of words. We're talking about the delinquent form. A delinquent form must be turned into your local regional product program manager. So, myself, Priscilla, Susan, Christina, Candace, Pam, if you will not have the money in your troop account to cover the initial payment. A full explanation and supporting documentation is required to turn this form in. Step-by-step instructions on how to do this are listed on the parent debt and troop debt procedure forms. So all the forms that have already been signed have step-by-step on how to turn in a delinquent form. I don't know if the delinquent form is on the website yet. I will get it added as soon as I possibly can. It will be underneath the volunteer info. So you go to website, Cookies Plus, volunteer info, forms at the bottom, and you'll find delinquent form. And let's see, Angela, do we know what time the money will come out of our account? The money needs to be in your account by the 18th. We submit it, and then it depends on each individual bank as when it actually posts to your account. So it could take 1 day, it could take 2 or 3 days, but we ask that the money is in there on the 18th. So there shouldn't have an issue with that, but we can't control how long it takes the banks to process it. All girl orders should have been distributed to the girls by this time. Cookies were distributed to troops this past weekend. Money collected from the customers and returned to the troop, and then that money should be deposited into the troop account. So she already have a big chunk of money from the initial girl orders, the girl's gone out and gotten the money and brought it back to the troop. You've also, by this time, have had 2 full weekends of cookie booths. So all the money that's collected at the cookie booth needs to be deposited into the troop bank account. You can deposit it on Tuesday. I know Monday is a holiday. So Tuesday, you can go run by the bank at lunch or, however you guys need to do it. But on Tuesday, just make sure all of that cash and that money is deposited into your bank account. If a delinquent form is turned in by the troop, eBuddy access will be restricted until initial balance due is paid in full. The banks are closed the 3 days prior to that date, so the money from the second weekend won't have hit yet. All the cash, if you put it in there on that Tuesday, will be there. So we're asking that's in on the 18th. We're going to, it probably take that day of getting it processed. So the cash should be in there. It doesn't take cash that long to process. It's not like a check. First half of initial order payment due, troop bank account. Everybody asked, how do we calculate what is due? How do I know how much money you're going to be taking out of my bank account? This is the formula. So in the red square, I have a sample initial order. I didn't pull this from any troop. This is just a sample initial order. Let's say they ordered 49 cases of cookies. This is the order that went in on the 13th that was processed that week through the 15th. 28 of those cases were the $4 variety. 21 of those cases were the $6 variety. My girls also had 15 Operation Cookies from Home donations. And I had a total of $94 in DOC payments through January 13th. So how that works out, let me go back. How that works out. So 28 cases of the core variety cookies, the $4 cookies. So 28 cases times $48, which is how much a full case of 12 costs, is $1,344. You have 21 cases of the specialty cookies, the $6 cookies. There's 21 cases times $72 equals $1,512. I also have to add in any Operation Cookies from Home donations that were posted before the 13th. So 15 at $4 is $60. So you add all three of those numbers up and you get $2,916. That is my initial order total. This is the first year we did digital cookie before or for initial order. So the digital order card or digital cookie payments that are in my account through January 13th was $94. So I'm going to take my balance, $2,916, minus $94, which are the payments that my troop has already received for those cookies. $2,822 is my new balance. So half of that, $2,822 divided by 2 is $1,411. So $1,411 is due on February 18th, 2020. So if you look at that, that is less than half if you have digital order payments, we're already taking those into account, than what your full initial order is. You've already had 2 weekends of booths. You've already had, your girls have had your cookies for almost 3 weeks to be able to go and deliver them and bring the money back to the troop. There's going to be rare situation where your troop shouldn't have that money in their account or won't have that money in their account. If you overextended yourself, that's possible. If we have some horrible weather coming up and we got snow or whatever type of weather happens, there are situations where, yes, we understand we couldn't do cookie booths. Someone gets sick. It's understandable. That's why we do the delinquent form. But there has to be a reason and there has to be documentation to back it. And so any questions about the initial order payment and how to calculate, and I can go back, how to calculate what your troop's initial order is and how much you're going to owe on the 18th? No? Okay. And then the next one we have coming up is February 27th is going to be Cookies in March. That's going to go how to wrap up your cookie sale, how to enter your Girl Rewards. We'll go over the Girl Rewards more, and we'll be able to finalize the sale. We'll show you how to do final payments and all of that. Is there any other questions for this training? Any other comments? Priscilla, did I miss anything?
No, I think we got it all. The only thing is make sure we are staying safe at our cookie booths. Safety is the main concern of, like Carrie said, of girls, but also volunteers. Make sure we're all keeping an eye out on our surroundings.
Yes, absolutely. We want everybody to stay safe. And I mean, even with weather, if it's too cold, a box of cookies is not worth someone getting sick or getting hurt. So safety is definitely important. So be aware of your surroundings. And we just ask to please represent Girl Scouts in a great positive manner. People see you guys, they see your girls. We want to be proud. We are proud, and we want to show that to everybody. I think that's it. Does anybody else have any questions? As always, our customer care team can be reached during regular business hours, 1-888-689-1912. Our regular business hours are 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 9 to 12 on Friday. If they can't answer your question, they can certainly put you in contact with one of us who can answer your question. And we are on Facebook. That does remind me, the cookies in hand option for Digital Cookie, that app has been made live. So it is new. Again, going back to Digital Cookie, we had it turned on for the beginning for initial orders. So it is on, and now hopefully we'll post that to Facebook and through eBuddy at some point when we can all get caught up. But we really do appreciate everybody for showing up tonight and asking some great questions, taking time away from your families. This training will be available online as soon as it processes, and we can post it online. I'll have it on Facebook maybe tonight. If not, it'll be first thing tomorrow. And then it'll depend on our Marcom team if they can get it added to the website, hopefully within 48 hours. It just takes some time to get it through all the chains. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Again, thank you guys so much for being here, and good luck with cookies, and we are definitely here to help. No question is a silly question. We want you to be informed. We don't want you to be frustrated or confused. So